Look, we need to talk about Isaiah Thomas. And no, I'm not talking about the little guy who went off for Boston. I'm talking about the Hall of Famer, the bad boy, the guy who went from having everything to, well, let's just say things got complicated. You know what's crazy? This is someone who grew up with literally nothing. Born in 1961 on Chicago's West Side, youngest of 9 kids, sleeping on ironing boards because there weren't enough beds. His dad left when he was 3. They were scraping food from fast food wrappers just to eat. Basketball wasn't just a game for him, it was survival. And man, did he make it work. St. Joseph High School, then Indiana under Bob Knight. 2 NBA championships with Detroit in '89 and '90. Finals MVP. 12 All-Star appearances. The dude averaged 19.2 points and 9.3 assists over 13 seasons. That legendary performance in the '88 finals where he dropped 25 in the third quarter on a busted ankle? Still one of the gutsiest things anyone's ever done on that stage. But here's where it gets interesting. After retirement, Thomas didn't just fade away. He built an empire. Isaiah International LLC, real estate developments, environmental services companies, cannabis ventures. We're talking about a portfolio worth around $100 million today. Not bad for a kid who used to hunt for loose change on the streets, right? So, why does everyone keep bringing up his failures? Because between the playing career and the business success, there was this brutal stretch where Thomas absolutely crashed and burned as an executive. And nobody's been harder on him than one person in particular. You already know who I'm talking about. The Continental Basketball Association disaster back in 1999 is where everything started going sideways. Thomas bought this 55-year-old league for about $9 or $10 million, promising owners the world. NBA partnerships, television deals, expansion teams, the whole 9 yards. These people believed him because, hey, he's Isaiah Thomas. Hall of Famer. He's got connections. First day of ownership? Fires every single head coach in the league. Just wipes them out. Coaches who'd spent years building that league's reputation as the top development path to the NBA.
Gone.
Then he slashed player salaries from $1,500 a week down to $1,100. The talent pipeline that made the CBA valuable to NBA teams? Destroyed. Teams started missing payroll. Players went months without getting paid. Lawsuits piled up like unpaid bills. But the real killer was this. The NBA offered Thomas $11 million plus profit sharing to acquire the CBA as the foundation for their new developmental league. Thomas wanted $15 to $20 million. So the NBA said forget it, launched what became the D-League on their own, and cut off the CBA's $2 million annual subsidy. 18 months after Thomas bought it, the league filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. $300,000 in unpaid debts. A 55-year institution dead. The Knicks years from 2003 to 2008 were somehow even worse. As a diehard Knicks fan, watching this unfold was painful. Thomas had the highest payroll in the league and produced a 96 to 140 record. Signed Stephon Marbury to $77 million, Eddie Curry to $60 million with a no-trade clause, Jerome James to $30 million after one decent playoff series. Jerome James played 44 games and averaged 3.3 points. That's not a typo. The team racked up $183 million in luxury tax penalties by 2010. Think about that number for a second. Then there was the Larry Brown situation. Hired him on a 5-year, $40 million deal. Fired him after one season when the team went 23 to 59, then refused to pay his remaining salary. More lawsuits, more embarrassment, and we haven't even gotten to the harassment lawsuit yet. That whole Madison Square Garden situation with the hostile work environment allegations. Trial lasted 3 weeks. Jury awarded $11.6 million, though it settled for $1.5 million. The details that came out during that trial painted a picture of an organization completely out of control. Thomas still walked away with a $12 million severance despite being fired for cause. His coaching stint at Florida International from 2009 to 2012 brought NCAA violations because he was secretly consulting for the Knicks while coaching college kids. Had to forfeit wins. The school's reputation took a hit that lasted years. Every single time Thomas took an executive or coaching position, disaster followed. That's just the reality. But here's what's wild. Despite all of that, Thomas figured it out. He's in Los Angeles now with his wife Lynn, who he's been married to since 1985. They've got 2 kids, Joshua and Lauren. Lauren actually co-owns one of his recycling companies with him. His current businesses pull in around $20 million annually. He's developing a $300 million mixed-use complex in Chicago's Medical District. He's the exclusive U.S. importer for a champagne brand that became the NBA's official bubbly. He's the CEO of a cannabis company focused on diversity in the marijuana industry. The guy went from courtside at MSG getting Fire Isaiah chance to quietly building generational wealth through smart investments and diversified businesses. Real estate, environmental services, luxury goods, cannabis, sports media. He's coaching in the Basketball Super League now, doing analysis for NBA TV and Fox Sports, running the Mary's Court Foundation that gives scholarships to Chicago kids facing the same poverty he escaped. In a 2024 interview, Thomas said something that stuck with me. "If I'm only remembered for basketball, I failed at life." That's someone who's learned hard lessons and actually grown from them. The executive failures were real. The CBA bankruptcy, the Knicks disaster, the FIU violations, all of it happened. But reducing Thomas to just those failures ignores the complete picture. This is someone who climbed out of extreme poverty, dominated in the NBA, crashed spectacularly in management roles, then rebuilt himself into a successful businessman and philanthropist. That's the full story. Messy, complicated, and ultimately kind of inspiring if you think about it. Because how many people get a third act after failing that publicly? Not many. Thomas found his.